Namaste, this is Brenna Bellhouse from Inner Revolution Yoga Studio Online. We're guiding you today through an inner hips practice. This practice will be a fluid vinyasa style practice, but focuses on the hips. So stretching the hips, range of motion, mobility, all of that wonderful stuff getting into our hips. Props are optional, but if you'd like, you can have 2 blocks at the front of your mat. Let's get ready to do our hips. So just start to tune into the breath. Feel the inhale in the body. And feel the exhale in the body. Beginning to center and ground into this present moment. And sometimes if we need a little support for our grounding, we can bring one hand onto the belly and one hand onto the chest and actually feel the physical rise of our belly, our chest, and the fall of our chest and our belly. Working through a few rounds of the complete breath. As you inhale, belly lifts, ribs fill, chest fills. And as you exhale, the chest releases, the ribs, the belly moves in towards the spine. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Let's do a few more cycles of these breaths. And if you'd like to set an intention for your practice, feel free to set your intention. That word or phrase that'll move your energy in a positive direction. See if you can feel the energy of your intention. Working to get out of our mind and really into our breath and our body in this practice. Noticing if thoughts arise, see if you can just acknowledge them without the story and come back to your intention or feeling your breath. Your life force. And before we begin, we're going to do 3 release breaths. So a release breath is where we exhale with some auditory sound through the mouth. So you can remove the hands if they're on your belly and your chest back down towards your side. Let's take a big inhale together and exhale through the mouth. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. One more together. Inhale. On your next inhale, just start to tune in to the smallest joints in your body, your fingers and toes. Just noticing how they move, how they feel. And then to the wrists and the ankles, maybe rolling them, moving them side to side. Again, notice how these articulations feel, how they move in your body. Getting out of our heads and really into these movements in our body. And then maybe the knees and the elbows. Just notice how they move, how they feel. Shoulders, the neck. Maybe exhale from side to side. And then come back to center and draw that right knee in towards the chest and start to make circles in one direction with the ankle and the hip joint. And just, again, being curious in the range of motion in your hip, in your ankle, And now let's switch directions. So moving the knee, which moves the hip, and the ankle in the opposite direction. Maybe there'll be some cracks. That's okay. As long as you're feeling no burning, no numbness and tingling, or no sharpness, then all of the shapes are fine for your body. Finish the one you're on and then draw the knee in towards the chest. Lift your head up slightly and then bring it back down, aligning the spine. And just take 3 breaths here where you're feeling that contracted or stuck, tight area in the hip. Begin to send the energy of your exhale into that right hip. Three more breaths here. When you finish your 3rd breath, just exhale and release that leg back down to the mat. Pause and notice. Without the story, just feel the difference between the left and the right side. On the next inhale, draw the left knee in towards the chest. Maybe lift the head up and back down to align the spine, and then start to move the knee, which moves the left hip joint in one direction as well as the ankle. So just tuning into the ankle and the hip on the left side. Working through that full, complete breath. And then finish that rotation and switch the rotation. The ankle and the knee, just moving the hip joint, just tuning into the left side of the body. And finish the rotation you're on and draw that left knee in towards the chest. Again, maybe lifting the head up to align the spine and then laying back down. Relaxing the ankles and toes, 3 breath cycles here, breathing the energy of your exhale into the left hip. Breathing in through our nose and out through our nose. And when you finish your 3rd breath cycle, release the leg and bring it back down to meet the other. Pause and notice the feelings in the body with no story. 3 breaths here. On your next inhale, draw both knees in towards the chest and start to make circles in one direction. Again, now tuning into both of the hip joints. So the knees come out to the side and back in. Feel the lower pelvis roll out and roll back in. So there's a gentle massage through the lower back. And then finish the one you're on and switch that direction. So now moving the knees and the hips in that opposite direction. Just warming up the pelvis, the hips in a gentle, compassionate way. And then finish the one you're on, bring both knees in towards the chest, give yourself a hug. Maybe move the head from side to side as you exhale, just massaging the center channel. This is the channel that connects us with our bodies, our breath, the world around us. And then when you're ready, coming down to the left side and resting in fetal position. Feeling the support of your body here. So if you have a block, you can rest your head on a block, or if you want to rest your head on your arm. Just make sure you feel supported by your bones, your muscles, your skin, your breath. And feeling the support just adds a self-compassion practice. When you're ready, bring your knees in line with your hips and bring your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists out to the fingertips. Inhale, lengthen, and as you exhale, open the hands into a T. So we're moving in this reclined twist. Inhale, come back, feel the fingertips. And then as you exhale, feel the air between your hands as you open. Inhale, come back, fingertips touch. And then exhale, open into the twist. 2 more with your own breath. Inhale, coming back. Exhale, opening that right shoulder. Inhale, back. And then this time, exhale, open and land the shoulder blades so they make contact with the mat. Now, if you have a block, you can lift up your knees slightly. You can even place your fist on your knees, again, so that you can land the shoulder blade on the mat. If it feels okay, you can look in the opposite direction of your knees, finding some stillness in reclined twist. 2 more breath cycles here. Opening up the right side of the body. On the next inhale, bring the head back to center first. Pause and notice. And then inhale the knees back to center and exhale right to the other side. Start with that supportive fetal position, where you feel supported by your bones, your muscles, your breath. And then bring the knees up in line with their hips, palm over palm. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open. Inhale, come back. Exhale, open. Conscious, mindful movement. Inhale. Exhale, open. 2 more with your own breath. Feeling the air on the fingertips. Feeling the exhale open the left side of the body. When you're finished your last one, landing the shoulder blades on the mat. If it feels okay, the next exhale can take the head to the other side, looking in the opposite direction of your knees. 3 breath cycles here. Inhaling up along the center channel. And then exhaling through the mid back, right out through the fingertips. Moving the energy in with the inhale. And the energy out with the exhale. 1 more breath. On the next inhale, bring the head back to center, and then bring the knees and hands back in towards the chest. Squeeze the knees in, bring the head up. Rock and roll the spine. We're going to make our way up to all fours. So there's a couple ways you can do this. Do whatever works for you. If you want to rock and roll a few times, feeling a nice massage through the spine, you can rock and roll, and then you can cross the legs and come forward onto all fours. So pressing the earth away, grounding the index finger and thumb, opening the fingers, shoulders, elbows, wrists are aligned, knees are under the hips. As you inhale, belly drops, we look up. And then as we exhale, we round the spine, bring the chin to the chest. Follow this breath. As you inhale, the spine lengthens. And then as you exhale, the spine rounds. See if you can exaggerate the movement of your spine. Really starting to wake up the front and the back side of the body. And one of the things that's really important in our asana practice or our posture practice is that we have a proper warm-up. We don't go into movements without the body being properly warmed up. And this is a wonderful pose just to start to warm up from the center channel. Let's do 1 more round, 1 more arch. And then come back to center. We're going to press the left hand into the ground, and we're going to inhale and reach up our right hand towards the sky. As we exhale, we're going to thread it through. The inhale, we're coming all the way back up, just reaching. Try not to hyperextend, and then exhale, thread it through. Inhale, press and lift. And this time, exhale, thread it through, bring the cheek down to the mat. Now that left hand can press into the mat by the head, opening the mid-back for a gentle twist. Or you can walk that left hand out as far as you feel comfortable. Bum can be up or bum can sit back towards the heels, whatever feels good in your body. One more breath cycle here. On the next inhale, bring the hand back if it was away towards the head, press into the mat, and lift that right arm all the way back up. As you exhale, round the shoulders forward, bring the arm out and extend the opposite leg. Toe points towards the mat, hip grounded down. Press the earth away, warming up the core so that we're not dumping into the spine. On the next exhale, bring the elbow to knee, squeeze the core in. Inhale, press like you're kicking through quicksand. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, press and lengthen. Last time, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, press and lengthen. Your option is to stay here, or you can take that front arm and reach for the ankle, kick into the ankle. Feel a nice opening through the lower back. Wherever you are, find the length again. Then release the pose. Let's find a few cat and cows here. The inhale, belly drops, look up. And the exhale, round chin to chest. A few more with your own breath. Just noticing the difference between the left and the right side. One more arch, one more round. Come back to center, neutral table. Pressing that right arm into the ground. Inhale, lift up the left. So shoulder, elbow aligned, and then exhale, thread. Inhale, lift. Exhale, thread. Inhale, lift. And this time, exhale, we thread, bringing the cheek to the mat and choosing that option with the right arm out or beside the head. 3 cycles of breath here. Openings through that left side body. One more breath. And then walk the hand in towards the head, press into the mat. Inhale, lift the arm all the way back up, and then bring it out into the front, square the shoulders, and then bring the opposite leg back, toes towards the earth, press into the mat so that you're not dumping into your spine. Picture someone pulling your finger forward, opening the toes, kicking back. Now we're gonna move through quicksand as we exhale, elbow to knee, squeeze it in. Push through quicksand, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. And inhale, lengthen. Option just to stay here, or that front arm reaches for the ankle, kick into the hand, press the earth away, open through the lower back. You can look up, or you can keep your gaze down. Wherever you are, find that length again. And then release, cat and cow. Inhale, belly drops. On the exhale, round. Now, if you're noticing your wrists are getting a little bit tired here, you always have permission to go into child's pose. So you can stay with cat and cow, or you can bring the baby fingers together in lotus mudra, opening the palms up. And as you sit back, bum towards heels, forehead on block or mat, find some breath in child's pose. Lotus mudra is a mudra to put your intention in. So that intention that you may have set at the beginning of your practice, you can welcome it into the lotus. See if you can feel the energy of your intention. The next inhale, come all the way up, and exhale, downward facing dog. Move the head from side to side. If this is your first downward facing dog, pedal the feet. Just notice what feels good in the body. Remembering the downward dog is always an option. You can always do child's pose. We're going to be here for 3 more breaths. Just kind of tuning into how our body feels in downward facing dog. Remember, in down dog, the really intent is to get the spine as straight as possible. It's not to get the heels on the floor, but the hip stays high and the spine stays lengthened. And then find your way to the front of the mat. You can step, you can hop, you can walk. We're going to come to the forward fold at the front of the mat. Feet can be about hip distance apart. Look at the belly button, straighten the neck, and then move the neck from side to side. Lift up the shoulders. Work at releasing any tension you have in the upper body. 1 more breath. And then inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold. Look at the belly button. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. And then as you exhale, find your heart in mountain pose. And just take a couple of breaths here and noticing that transition from being on our back to now being in Tadasana or mountain pose. So building the foundation from the feet, open the toes, feel the quads pull the kneecaps up, belly in and up, pelvic floor in and up, chin slightly in so the back of the neck lengthens, open palms, as if you were being pulled up from a golden string from the top of your head. This is your posture. When you're ready, open your eyes. We're going to find your drishti about 2 to 3 feet in front of you, something that's not moving. We're going to start to work on a little balance here. So we're going to move our way into tree pose, right foot grounded, left toe to the mat, option 1, or full foot below knee, option 2, or option 3 is taking the left heel and bringing it up above the knee, never resting on the knee, and then bring the hands to Anjali Mudra, heart center. So working with balance is a wonderful way to work with our stabilizers, these small muscles that are constantly engaged when we practice balance. And tree pose, work at keeping the toes open, not gripping your mat, and pushing up from your standing leg, squaring the hips and squeezing the thighs together. On the next inhale, bring the arms up, interlace the fingers, and drop the shoulders back into their socket. Anytime the hands are above the head, we can work at releasing any upper back tension. So we're going to work for 3 more breath cycles here. Finding our balance or focus. You notice when you're breathing and focusing on nothing else, you can find balance, but as soon as you start to think, the balance can come off. We're going to move through a little bit of a balance flow. So on the next exhale, bring the hands to the heart, release the leg, and bring the knee up. Open the toes, drop the hip back down, square the hips. Inhale, lengthen the leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Lift a little higher. 2 more times. Exhale, kick open. Inhale, bend. Exhale, kick open. And then inhale, see if you can pendulum the leg and come all the way into warrior 3. Square the hips, belly in towards the spine. Feel that standing leg work. 2 more breaths. Focus, balance. And on the next inhale, guide the foot back into mountain pose. See if you can land it right back there. Release the hands and shake that out. Let go of any tension you feel in the body. And then find some stillness in mountain pose again. And just noticing the feeling between the left and the right side. Noticing balance. The feeling. 1 more breath cycle. Building that posture, picturing that golden string, lengthening your core, lengthening your spine. grounding into the opposite leg this time, the left leg, toe to mat of the right foot, or full foot below knee, or take the right ankle and bring it up above the knee into the inner thigh. Then bring the hands to the heart, finding your drishti, that focal point, softening the gaze. Remember that anytime our gaze is really focused and stern, we have a lot more stress behind the eyes. Drishti is meant to soften, so find that softened gaze, soften the face, soften the practice. And then when you're ready, you can inhale and reach the hands up, interlacing the fingers the opposite way this way. And then dropping the shoulders back into their sockets, releasing the upper back, but also strengthening it at the same time. Watch out for the gripping of the toes, keeping the squeezed inner thighs strong and active, working on those stabilizers. One more breath cycle here. And then as you exhale, bring the hands down to heart. Release the foot, keep the knee up, open the toes, square the hips, push into that standing leg. Exhale, open. Inhale, bend the knee, lift a little higher. Exhale, kick that leg out. Inhale, bend a little higher. And then exhale. Last time, pendulum the leg through and find your warrior three. Try to square the hips towards the mat, toes down towards the earth, find your drishti. Core engaged, feel the standing strength of that left foot. 2 more breath cycles here. Balance and focus. And then on the next inhale, guide the foot back and find your mountain pose. Release the hands and again, shake that out, let that go. Come back into your mountain pose. Find some stillness. And just notice how the body feels. 1 more breath cycle here. Standing tall and activated. We'll do a few half sun salutations. Inhale, reach the arms up, interlace the hands, drop the shoulders, and then as you exhale, tip to the right. Inhale, let the obliques bring you back up. Drop the shoulders into their socket. Exhale, tip to the left. Inhale, come up. Exhale, open the hands, fold forward. Forward fold. Look at the belly button. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, bring the arms all the way up. Feel the air. Pads of the fingertips touch, and then find your heart. Head straightens, pause. 2 more just like that. Inhale, reach. Interlace the fingers the opposite way, drop the shoulders, and then exhale, tip to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, tip to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, float forward. Look at the belly. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, come all the way up, feel the air. Exhale, find your heart. 1 more. Inhale, reach all the way up. Interlace the hands, drop the shoulders, exhale, tip. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold forward, look at the belly. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, come all the way up. And then find your heart. Pause and notice that movement. We're going to be moving into some standing strength. So just notice the feet below and feel their strength, feel their support, the support of the toes, open them nice and wide, the support of the bones in the feet, the ankles. This is your support system. When you're ready, the right foot is going to stay forward, and we're going to bring the left foot back into warrior 2. Bending into that front foot, knee and ankle aligned, knee following the second toe. Zip the core up, lengthen through the spine, and then bring the arms out. Almost like you're being pulled through the fingertips in two directions. Drop the shoulders back into their sockets. Squeeze the inner thighs like the feet are trying to meet each other. And look over that middle finger. Open the front palm. Legs stay as they are. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, back to center. Reach forward as far as you can and then bring the forearm or the elbow to the knee. Bring the top arm over the body, elbow to ear. So we're reaching from the fingers to the toes, one straight line. Still squeezing the inner thighs together. Maybe added a challenge, release the arm up. 3 cycles of breath. When you're ready, squeeze the inner thigh, come all the way back up to warrior 2. Bring the hands to the hips and see if you can walk right back into mountain pose. 3 breath cycles here, noticing the body. Noticing the difference between the left and the right side. And again, letting go of the story. When you're ready, opening your eyes, left foot forward, right foot steps back into warrior pose. Warrior 2. Knee and ankle aligned, knee follows the second toe, baby toe grounded, zipping the core up, lengthening through the spine, and then reach the arms out. Drop the shoulders back into your back. And reach forward, squeezing the inner thighs in. There's lots of different lines of energy going on here. Through the hands, we're reaching out, and through the legs, we're pulling in. Through the spine, we're lifting up. Through the pelvic floor, we're activated. Open the front palm, exhale, reverse. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, come forward. Reach forward as far as you can, elbow to knee. Bring the top arm over the body, elbow to ear, fingertips to toes, one straight line. Still squeezing the inner thighs in. Your option is to reach the arms up, 3 breath cycles, or keep the arm where it is. Deep, full breaths. Never restricting the flow of breath in yoga. The flow of breath is meant to be enhanced, full, deep breaths. On the next inhale, bring yourself back up to warrior 2, hands to your hips, and walk it in. Shake it out, and then find your Tadasana or mountain pose. 3 breath cycles. Just noticing how the body feels without the story. With your breath. On the next inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward, look at the belly button. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold forward, the right leg steps back, knee comes down to the mat. Inhale, lift, half lunge. Exhale, frame your foot and walk your hands to the inside or the big toe side and walk that right foot out or that left foot out as far as you can. And just start to make circles with that hip joint. And then switch the direction. And then come back to center. Ground that right hand, and as you exhale, lift up that left hand. Now the left hand can stay lifted like this. You can press into the mat, or you can just take that left hand and start to open the hip a little bit more. We're not here for very long. 1 more breath cycle, inhale. And then as you exhale, walk the foot back in, and then sit the bum back. Flex the foot. Now if you have blocks, this is a great time to put your hands on blocks. In this pose, we want the hips pulling back and the heel pulling forward. Let's flow a little bit. Inhale, come forward, lift the arms. Exhale, sit the bum back, square the hips, flex the foot. Heel pulls forward, hips pull back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, sit back. Heel pulls forward, hips pull back. Inhale, forward, tuck the back toe. Find your plank pose. So your option is to move through a flow or go right into child's pose. As you exhale, knees or toes, chin, chest, belly, all the way down. Hug the elbows, knees. Pull forward, inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog or child's pose. Wherever you are, 3 full breaths. Feel the breath in your body. The next inhale, come forward, find your downward facing dog. And then as you exhale, look forward, bring the right foot in between the hands. Now walk the hands to the big toe side and bring the knee down and walk that right foot out. Starting circles in one direction with that right hip or the opposite leg. Just tuning in to the hip. And then switch the directions of your circles. And then come back to center. Left hand grounds. Inhale, reach up that right hand. Option is to keep the hand up or bring the hand to the knee and press the knee slightly away. It's okay if you roll onto the baby toe side a little bit. Listen to the body, 1 full breath cycle. On the next inhale, walk the foot back in, frame the foot. Inhale, find your half lunge. Exhale, frame the foot, sit the bum back, hips back, heel forward. First set, we hold a little bit longer. Couple more breath cycles, pulling the hip back, heel pulls forward. And now we'll flow a little bit. Inhale, forward, lift all the way up. Exhale, frame the foot, sit the bum back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sit the bum back, frame the foot. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, find your flow or go right into child's pose. Find your plank, knees or toes, chin, chest, belly, hover the elbows close to the body. And then inhale, curl up, peel the spine up. Exhale, child's pose or down dog, 3 breath cycles. And again, you can always use Lotus Mudra. You need a little more support in your practice energetically. This mudra can hold things for you. So make that an offering if you need. 1 more full breath cycle. And then inhale, come up to all fours. We're gonna do a little back bending now. And so we're gonna sit on our heels. So if you have a block, I'm gonna grab a block quickly. If you have a block to use in this practice and you find it painful to sit on your heels, then you can slide a block through so that you can sit on the block, okay? So what we're going to work with today is just reaching the fingertips, or maybe you can reach the hands. Wherever you are, make sure there's no sharpness or pain in the knees. Lift the heart, neutral spine, or if it feels okay with the neck, you can look back. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, find your downward facing dog. I'm gonna do this a few times. Inhale, come forward onto the knees. Rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, lift the head. Mindfully bring the hands back, heart forward, neutral spine, or you can let the neck hang. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1 more time. Inhale, come forward. Rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, find the lifted spine. Reach the hands behind, heart forward, neutral neck, or let the neck hang. Inhale, come up. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths in downward facing dog. Or if you're like me, you can welcome child's pose, 3 breaths. Notice how that lower back feels. I'm gonna do a little more back bending here. On the next inhale, make your way onto your belly. Bring the hands by the armpits, forehead on the mat. Inhale, big toes touching. Just lift the upper body, let the hands hover. And then exhale, forehead back down, hands back down. 2 more. Inhale, roll the shoulders, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, roll the shoulders, lift. Feet stay grounded. Exhale, lower. Bring the hands beside the body, cheek to the mat. Shake that out. 2 breaths. Feel the rise and the fall of your breath. On the next exhale, turn the cheek to the other side. 2 breaths. Really focus on feeling the belly on your mat. On the next inhale, bring the hands by the armpit, forehead back, tuck the toes, engage the core, find your plank. And then knees come all the way back to sitting on your heels. Okay, so this time we're gonna go into a little bit more of a back bend. There's gonna be lots of options. So on the knees, if you find knees need a little padding, a blanket is great for that. We're gonna bring the hands to the small of the back, elbows hugged in towards together. Lift the heart up, and then just press the pelvis forward and lean the body back. Neutral spine, or if it feels okay with the neck, you can let the head hang. So pushing the pelvis forward, core is still engaged, lifting the heart. And then exhale, release. Come back to sit on the heels or on the block. Just notice how the body feels. 1 more breath. We're gonna do this 2 more rounds with different options. On the next inhale, come back to the knees. So this time, we can tuck the toes. Hands come to the small of the back again, elbows in. Option is to press the pelvis forward, lift the heart, then the head comes back. Or if you'd like a little deeper, you can reach your right arm up, back for the heel, and then the left arm up, back for the heel, lifting the heart, neutral neck, or let the neck hang. 1 more breath. Engage the core, inhale, come all the way up. And then mindfully bring yourself back down onto your heels or your block. Take a couple of breath cycles here. Just noticing how the body feels. And then last round, coming up onto the knees. Your option again is to take any one of those modifications or bring the hands to the back, keep the feet on the floor, press the pelvis forward, lift the heart. Now this time feet are on the floor, reach the right arm up and then back onto the ankle, then the left, back onto the ankle, heart lifts, head comes back. 1 more breath. And then use your core to come all the way back up. And then exhale, sitting back onto your heels. Notice the body. And then as you exhale, find yourself into a child's pose, a nice wide angled child's pose. Again, your option is to take Lotus Mudra or turn the hands towards the earth to ground. I'm going to take 3 cycles of breath here. Feeling the breath in our body. On the next inhale, slowly walk the hands up. We're going to bring the left foot forward. We're going into pigeon pose and the right foot back. Bringing the hands on either side of that front foot. And just again, these circles when we are in our hips feel beautiful. And then switch sides. And then inhale, find some length. Exhale, come down between the knee and the ankle. We're not here for very long. 3 breaths. On the next inhale, bring yourself back through center, rolling the spine up. And then just switch sides so you can come through downward facing dog. Exhaling that right foot forward. Nice flex in that front leg. Inhale, find your length. And then find these circles, 3 in one direction. And then 3 in the other direction. And then inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, come down between the knees and the ankles. So if you don't have a block, you can rest your head on your fists or your forehead on the mat. Wherever you are, 3 full breaths. When you're finished your 3rd breath, slowly come back up, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. And then making your way over onto your back. For your final resting pose, Shavasana. You can bring the head up, look in between the legs, and then draw the head back down to find a nice lengthened spine. Getting any props you need to make this restful, restorative. And child's pose can also be an option. But Shavasana is a great way to end your practice. It allows us to integrate all the work we've done, all the breath, mindfulness, the strength and the movement. So feel free to stay here as long or as little as you like. I say namaste to you.